Hey guys, Dan here with Battlefield Curator, and this is a Milsurp news update. So first thing I'm going to go over is I saw a very cheap Mosin. Very cheap as opposed to, compared to a lot of the Mosins that I've seen within the last 2 to 3 years. Yeah, so I was at a local shop, and I saw Mosin for $330. For standard Mosin M9130. Essentially, that's good news for us military surplus collectors. That means that the prices are coming down. Now, to go along with that, I've seen a lot more surplus in some of these stores as well, which means that you got choices, but not all of them are going to be very cheap. And a lot of these shops are sitting on a lot of the surplus, and it's not really moving right now. So every so often, somebody will probably come in and buy something. But for the most part, we'll probably see some more price declines as far as military surplus goes. That's my opinion. I'm thinking that, the sentiment has gone down, the demand has gone down. People are starting to save a little bit more, be a little bit more savvy. So if you are the savvy collector and you've already saved up a bunch of money, just look out for those deals probably coming around 2020, end of 2023 and 2024. And to kind of go along with that, it's tax season, and that means that a lot of people are probably in the middle of doing their taxes or maybe have already done their taxes. Last year, not a lot of people got a tax return. I put out a video, what are you going to get in 2022 with your tax return? A lot of people commented, said, I didn't get a tax return. I owed money. And that's astonishing. I mean, yeah, so compared to previous years, people aren't getting big tax returns anymore, which could change. And it could be different, but just keep in mind that there are some ways to minimize the amount of money that you would owe for taxes, or actually lower your taxable income. Now, I'm not a tax expert, and this is not tax advice, so go see a tax expert. But for the most part, what I've learned is that to minimize your taxable income, let's say you have a W-2 job. Well, you're probably going to pay a lot in taxes. And one way to minimize that is to start a side hustle, start a side business, something easy, whether it be like photography or maybe you're lawn mowing, people's yards. So you can write off certain things, and certain expenses throughout the year, and that will lower your taxable income. So that's today's tax pro tip. If you're a military surplus collector and maybe you want to expand upon your collection a little faster, yes, even though you say you have a side hustle, you make more income, but you have a lot of more write-offs because in your W-2 job, you can't write off your cell phone bill. If you have a photography business, you can write off your cell phone bill. Now, like I said, go talk to a tax expert. Well, there's a lot more expenses you could probably write off. You could write off mileage. So those things have kind of helped me and build my collection, and I would just say that's today's pro tip when it comes to taxes. All right, and the last thing here, Royal Tiger Imports put a video out a few days ago. They are going to bring in tons more surplus from Ethiopia. Tons more. They've got parts kits, they've got all these different rifles, they got 2,500 M1 carbines coming into the country, which is apparently the last batch. We'll see how much of a last batch it really is, because every time they say that, it ends up being not the last batch. But they've got a lot of other stuff too. They've got some pistols that are coming. They got Lugers. They got PPs. They had the video in the video. They showed so many weapons. If you haven't seen their video, I've linked it in the description. But they've got a lot of different weapons that they show in that video. That they've got. I saw a Borchardt. I saw Mauser C96s. So all these things coming out of Ethiopia. They're probably going, so my guess is they're probably going to have such an abundance of surplus in their warehouse. And a lot of it, if people, don't want to buy it because it's just too pricey, it's probably just going to sit for a while. And, with demand, if demand is coming lower, like I mentioned in the first part of the video, that means that people are less reluctant to go and buy military surplus items if the demand is a lot lower. Now that could change. There could be some kind of factor that comes out that will increase the amount of demand, maybe a popular game or movie or something. So you never know. But I think that during the pandemic, a lot of people got a decent amount of surplus that they really wanted, and they had a little extra money to do so. But as money gets tighter and as demand goes lower, the price is going to have to come down. Now, I do have to say that the Italian surplus Carcanos that Royal Tiger has right now are probably the cheapest I've seen, and they're a really good deal, honestly. For $100-something, $180, I think they got them on sale right now. I was pretty impressed with what I got, and the hard part is just finding ammo. Well, speaking of finding ammo, Royal Tiger Imports is working on getting 6.5 Carcano ammo. So that's something else they mentioned in their video, which I think is important if they're trying to liquidate some of these Carcanos they got from Italy. Then, if you can, they already comes with a clip. So right there, part of your problem is solved when you get one of those Carcanos. Now this is the ammo. So they're working on solving the ammo issue as well. They're probably getting with ammo manufacturers and trying to get a whole big batch. So we'll see what happens. Though that's it for the video. If you found value in this content, be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, be sure to learn history and curate history. Make it a great day.